That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo. That's how we do it. how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the CriticalX Valorant Milestone series. Here with the host Blackjack and Baba Gusta, as we are here for the lower brackets and the last day of the round robin stages. That is correct. In this tournament, we have had quite a few days, 3 days before this. Today is day 4, obviously, of the Milestone series, and the 3 months worth of level up series before this. And now it is all slowly coming to a head. The head being, at least for today, the final 2 matches of the Swiss League round robin table stage and the 2 lower bracket matches that will decide who goes forward into the playoffs. We hope you're ready, because today is going to be a fantastic day of matches, starting off with the 2 teams, Blind Esports and Team Sudesh, going off against each other on on their selected map. We'll talk about that later. Let's have the teams rolling in slowly but surely. Baba Gusta, how do you feel about the match today?
Well, Jack, amazing, but also a bit worried about the teams here, because this is lower brackets, and if they lose, and it's going to be an unfortunate one to see who that team is going to be. And I'm pretty much sure that Team Sudesh and Blind Esports will give it all they've got. And talk about their performance recently, though, especially in the double elims bracket. We saw, Blind Esports not being able to succeed against Fangs. As we take a look at the overall tournament performance here from these 2 teams. Team Sudesh, they were looking pretty good in the leaderboards. But when it comes to the Swiss League format, unfortunately, they couldn't get to succeed against Team Punished, 13-6. And I mean, that match, I have to talk about that, Jack. All it needs was just immutable, with the Viper smoke perfectly placed, and they couldn't even let Team Sudesh proceed into the side when they were on attack. So it was quite unfortunate, but they still have a chance here up against Blind Esports. Now, talk about Blind Esports' performance. The same thing can be said to them too. 13-8. Fangs were the one who did win that matchup against them. And with that total points being in play, 2 points and 4 from Sudesh. But in the end, this is the loser brackets, of course. Only one will proceed to the round 2 of the lower brackets, who will go up against Reckoning Esports. Now, talk about Reckoning Esports' performance. 1-13 against Fangs. I would say that was very unexpected from us. For a moment that I thought it was going to go more than 30-5 or 6, but that did not happen, and Reckoning Esports will decide to play on the loser brackets. But for now, let's just focus on the first matchup, Team Sudesh and Blind Esports, as we take a look at our player versus player performance here. And it's of no surprise. It's Patrick on Team Sudesh and Vortex on the side of Blind Esports. Same player rating. That's quite interesting, don't you think, Jack?
0.77 each. Yeah, that is quite interesting now that you point that out like that. But I think the other, statistics also paint a little bit of a different picture. Overall, average combat score for Patrick is higher, and average damage per round. But of course, damage per round depends on the kinds of guns used, how many shots you connect, so on and so forth. I don't really think that's going to configure into how different these 2 players are. But what really sets, this whole chart apart is that combat score. Patrick is rated higher by a pretty good margin given the fact that this These stats are compiled over the last about 3 months worth of games. Depends on how many games each player has played. While every
Hmm.
other stat is the same, so it could be just like Patrick's probably played more games than Vortex, or maybe less games than Vortex. I don't really know, but for those who are slightly smarter than myself, these stats will paint a pretty good picture of what to expect, at least from these two players and overall from the two teams that are going up against each other here and now. Now, of course, we talked about the brackets just a second ago. Let me just remind all of our viewers exactly what is going on. Blind Esports versus Team Sudesh is the first match of the lower brackets. The team who wins this goes on to face Reckoning Esports in the lower bracket round 2 match. And the one who loses, well, unfortunately, they are done and dusted out of the tournament. And Blind Esports, on the other hand, should they win, they'll go up against Reckoning. If Sudesh wins, they'll go up against Reckoning. Reckoning is already there regardless. The winner of the match against Reckoning will then go on to the lower bracket final, or the second semifinal, quote unquote. But it'll be slightly different because the winner of the upper bracket final will go into the grand final, obviously. But the loser will actually get a second chance by coming down to the lower bracket final and facing the winner of today's match 2. So it's slightly more complicated than your average double bracket, and there's a whole all reason for that. But that's a whole thing for another day. Right now, what we're here to focus on: Blind Esports versus Team Sudesh. And we've seen the team intros, we've seen the team v team. So let us now have a look at the map. It is going to be Ascent for both of these teams. Flashing back to yesterday, Ascent was played, interestingly enough, against Reckoning Esports, but not for either of these two teams. And I'm just looking through all of my notes, and yes, Team Sudesh did play Ascent, interestingly enough, against Blind Esports a couple of days ago, for that matter. And Sudesh were the ones to win that out, a 13-6 against Blind. So this is a bit of a revenge tour for Blind Esports, going onto the same map and against the same team. Some tells me they'll be trying even harder now than they did that day. They'll have been training for something like this. And should Team Sudesh still somehow win it out, then Blind Esports will have some, retrospecting to do about where they went wrong. And should Sudesh win this, there's another thing to be noted. They will be then going up against Reckoning Esports. And Reckoning will be having their revenge tour. Well, on stream, does it really count as a revenge tour? I mean, these two teams already fought offline, but it wasn't on stream, so didn't kind of get to see it. That's Sudesh's only loss, by the way, other than the one yesterday. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's still I'm counting it as a revenge tour. You know what? We're counting it. So, if Sudesh wins, they will continue a bit of a streak against Blind Esports and go on to face revenge from, like, they will be being revenged on by Reckoning Esports should that happen. Again, I'm not making predictions. We will see what happens based on the performances that we get to see on this match today. On Ascent, first off, Blind Esports, what have you got for us? We will see once we go into the match itself. We're going to go into the agent selection before that, and we'll get to that in just a minute. Before we do, Baba Gusta, final predictions. Team Sudesh or Blind Esports?
Oh man, I have to go with Team Sudesh on this one. I mean, their performance, though, HPS, Braxy, these are some heavy hitters and very mechanically skilled. And Blind Esports, yeah, I could say they have good coordination when it comes to the timing of Vortex's flashes when he plays as the Omen. Vortex is great when it comes to being as the controller, but it always comes down to the timing. And if Blind Esports doesn't get that timing right, then we might be able to see Team Sudesh, getting their momentum at the first round itself. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to go with the Team Sudesh, Jack.
Honestly, I'm going to go with the same. I'll be honest with you. Since Sudesh has already beaten Blind on this map. Now, mind you, Sudesh was on attack the other day, so things could be different because Sudesh is on the defense this time around. But
Yeah.
again, we'll never really know until we get into it, right? And while Sudesh has already done it once, there's no real guarantee that they'll be able to do it again. They're a very good team, don't get me wrong. And Blind definitely has some issues that we've talked about before. Issues with giving away 1v1s, with peeking too many things, face checking too many times, kind of not really backing each other up, especially when the pressure is put on them. That is exactly what Team Sudesh did to them, by the way, punishing them for making so many mistakes and not being coordinated enough in key crucial moments. And maybe we'll see more of the same today. Maybe we won't. Ascent is an interesting map for a showdown like this, to be perfectly fair. And whichever team wins, of course, no rest for no rest for the wicked, as they say. They're going to go straight into the match against Reckoning Esports. So there's a lot to be played today. One team will be playing two matches, regardless of how you look at it. Which team it is? Well, that we are yet to find out. And we will once we get into the match itself. We promise you, folks, unlike yesterday's couple of unexpected games that we had between Reckoning and, of course, for the Team Sudesh game, those two were, let's be really, very unexpected. Some could say that both teams, took the loss and kind of came down to the lower bracket to get quote unquote easier games. Those are, of course, always these double elimination brackets always spawn these theories, as it were. And I've talked about these before myself, but you never really know. Again, the players won't really say anything unless you actively ask them, and I we don't really have the time for that right now, do we? So,
Mm.
Team Sudesh versus Blind Esports. Again, we're just waiting on the confirmation and the entry into the round itself. Once we get in there, we will get things started with no problems, hopefully, whatsoever. Again, South Asian region, problems tend to occur at the weirdest possible times. Telephone polls might be able to tell you exactly why. But for the uninitiated, there was a truck that smashed into a telephone pole once in the middle of a live broadcast, stopped a player from giving their interview. I remember. It was a whole, not an interview, from playing from the match itself. They had to sub in that team.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
yeah, so if something like that can happen in our region, many things can happen. All right, given that power and internet can be kind of fallible at the same time. So yeah, overall, tons of things to watch out for the players. But what is there to be watched out for right now is the match itself. We've talked a lot about this. There's been a big preamble, so we do apologize if you are getting a little impatient about the match starting. Again, we are just about in the same situation as you are. We're just kind of here to spectate cast and let you know what the admin's decisions are whenever there is an admin decision to be made. But yeah, so with all that being said, Blind versus Sudesh, we've got our predictions in. Everyone watching, also put your predictions in the chat. We'll be keeping an eye on those for the time being as well. So right now, we await the agent selection. What do you think, Baba, given everything, right? Ascent, what kind of agents are you thinking will be picked? Because, mind you, today isn't just any ordinary day, folks. Not only is it lower bracket matches, today is the big patch 4.08 for Valorant that has been dropped, that contains a couple of big changes to Sova, to Jet, a couple of the very meta ops agents, are getting changed. Sova is actually getting out and out nerfed, right? Although, we have heard that is Owl Drone, which is the main target of these nerfs. It's being sped up slightly, its movement speed. Maybe not. We'll see in the game. But the main nerfs, of course, include that the Owl Drone's duration, the amount of time it stays out for, is reduced by 3 seconds. The number of pings it can give by tagging an enemy player is reduced by 1. It gives 2 pings now instead of 3. And looking just over the patch notes real quick, overall, its health has also been reduced by 25 hit points. It is now 125, not 1. It is now 100, not 125. Excuse me, right there. Had to really just take a moment right there. One other change that has been done, of course, is the damage of Sova's shock dart has also been reduced by 15 points. It used to do 90 damage outright, pretty large amount of damage, I'll be honest with you. Now it's down to 75. So if you've got heavy armor, then that's roundabouts half HP, give or take, right? So yeah, it's still deadly. Don't get me wrong. In the right situations, Sova's shock dart is still deadly, but not as deadly as it used to be. You'll survive more situations than you used to be able to. Of course, there have been some big changes, and the big talking point of this patch being, well, of course, the new Asian Fade, but let's not talk about her. She's kind of banned from competitive. You get the point. Competitive quarantine for about a couple of months, a couple of weeks right here. So instead, the other big talking point is a big change to Jet, and I'll let Baba handle that one.
Yep. Talking about Jet, it's not much. They've only changed her dash ability, I believe. If I just try to get the patch notes info here. Yeah, there you go. Talk about Jet. Yeah. Just I was just trying to figure out that information here, but
Oh
yeah,
dear.
there you go. If I just get it right now, yeah, it's just the mainly that they had to change with Jets's ability. So currently it works as a charge where you have a 12-second window to use that ability. Now there isn't much of a huge change. They just try to add some of the nerf, but instead it kind of became a buff for the Jet mains instead, because not only you get to hold your dash, but also you can still get kills plus get the refresh of the dash by getting those 2 kills, and you get to dash twice. So it's more of a buff instead of a nerf here. But for now, let's just head on in on our agent screen, folks, because the wait is finally over. It is the lower brackets, Team Sudesh on defense, Blind Esports on attack, and the map will be on Ascent. We've already seen our agents pick coming in from them. Everyone is picked, and I'm quite surprised that we didn't get to see any more time being used. So without having any further ado, folks, it is map Ascent, lower brackets. Only one will proceed to go up against Reckoning Esports, and I mean, at this end, they're just technically heading in towards the Lion Den, but they have to face on and emerge victorious to proceed into the semis.
That they do, folks. And there we go. The agent selection is now up. And of course, we will continue to see some of the same agents that we have seen before, because, of course, it'll take a second for all of the changes to hit, so to speak, quote unquote. And I feel like, the nerf to Sova is definitely big. Don't get me wrong. Not as much info as he used to be able to give, and not maybe as much damage with the shock dart and whatnot, but the owl drone is still there. It is still very viable, mind you. And of course, Jet, as Baba talked about, it ended up being a bit of a buff, all things considered, the changes to her dash ability. Now we have the pistol round, the first round coming in from both sides, as Retnox will push in next to the chamber, but there's the KO suppression. The knife will be shot out though. Retnox, good stuff, good awareness right there, as Vortex will find one. That's Braxy on the board. Blind Esports starting on the attack with another one, as Reflexes will get HVS. But Hirsch is in there, and no longer. Vortex finds one more. That's Patrick down, and Kev is the last one standing. No. Oh, okay, yeah, Kev will actually get that. I was about to say, Wrench goes down, as Dash is now watching the Gardens area along with a teammate, but Retnox will be the one to get that kill. Kev down, and Blind Esports taking the pistol round in pretty good fashion, all things considered. A little aggressive, but not as aggressive as we've seen them to be. Obviously, pistols can only get you so far if you're going to be as aggressive as you are with a Vandal or even a Spectre. But round one, the important first round has been taken, and now we move on to the second.
Yep, second round, and Blind Esports have currently gained the economy lead. Well, it depends on round two to what Sudesh has been thinking as of now. Braxy will decide to buy the Marshall. Good long range that can hold all by himself in towards the mid, but currently it's been blocked. And look at that pressure being made here from Blind Esports all the way towards mid Cubby. And Reflex is trying to figure out a way to get that kill here. Now HVS is in a very good spot. No, he actually, yep, yes he does. Again, Retnox, beautiful. He just doesn't know that, but he gets that kill nonetheless. I have to say, it was a good usage of those teleport to try to fake it through the smoke. But unfortunately, it did not happen, and it's Patrick in the site. But he still have the chamber. Kev is slowly making his way in towards the site. Now, in this post plant, let's just say that Team Sudesh is going to have a very bad day. Never mind, as I was trying to say that, Kev will actually get that frag to take out Retnox. Sova's recon dart to give them the info, and Vortex will get caught out from that. Information is given, so does the pre-fire through the wall. Kev, this can actually happen. It's a 1v2. Vortex actually equalizes it 1-1. Can he get it? No, it's Kev! My god, Kev actually succeeds this clutch. And guess what, Team Sudesh? They will equalize it on round number 2. 1-1. That I did not expect that. That I did not expect to see Kev make a clutch. A 1-1 equalizer, which in fact Blind Esports were so desperate to get that lead. And now it's even more difficult for them to proceed on round 3.
That is indeed, and I'm just going over my notes real quick over the last 3 days of the tournament matches, and this is the first time. Okay, folks, so this might not sound like a big deal, right? It might sound very trivial, but this is pretty big when you think about it. This is the first time in the Milestone series that any two teams in a match have actually equalized 1-1. It hasn't happened throughout the entirety of the Milestone series so far. This right here is pretty big for both sides, as it means that they're playing on a very equal plane right. A bunch of kills have gone off while I was explaining that, as it is now a 3v3. What I meant to say with the whole equalized skill level is that this fight is going to go all in. Both teams are going to be going all in. This is a fight for the ages, I feel like, and y'all had better be ready, because as soon as this this match starts popping off, it is going to be highlight after highlight after highlight. Right now, bit of a lull in the match, actually. Rednox is on the rafters to site, sneaking in from the behind nice and quickly, as shots are going to be fired from the A gate, and Hirsch is seen. Location given away, but no, the knife. Bit of a misthrow. Grenade goes out, does not do much damage. Pings are out on that potential position, as we have a grenade to stop Rednox from pushing in. Good use of the grenade right there. Just a little bit of time given away, and Braxy will get through the garden door before he closes. Gets the kill onto Rednox in the right time. Oh dear. Dash gets one though, and that is the Headhunter in play along with the Marshal. Changes it out for the Vandal, gives himself a better chance. As that recon dart is right there, it will give away his location. There it is, a position given. Shock darts out, shots fired. It's Patrick to take the kill. 2-1, as Team Sudesh will take the early lead in this match.
Yep. What once we thought this was Blind Esports' round in round number 3, we see Team Sudesh win 2 rounds. Even with the players on side of Team Sudesh having only classics, except Braxy, who had the Marshal in hand, somehow made it happen. And Kev, all it needs is just those 4 shots of Headhunter to get the job done. And talk about Blind Esports, it'll be a bit difficult for them to proceed, and Kev wants to continue his carnage once again by taking out Reflex. A big problem once again as Blind Esports loses this gunfight and gives Team Sudesh their early peak, and Kev is actually getting trigger happy about this. He's actually thinking of getting the upgrade of the weapon, in which he's going to do exactly that. He has the player, the Jet, with the support. Oh, that's a good shot, but somehow Wrench will survive. Meanwhile, on the other hand, we see Harshvi taking out Rednox. Kev still yet again waiting to get the upgrade, and Braxy gives the go, but he still have Vortex. He gets Braxy, in which he fails to do so, and Harsh doing so much damage to the team here. And guess what, Blind Esports, they haven't got a single kill here, which means more problems for Blind Esports to contest once again in round number 5. And economy wise, they are not looking too good here, Jack. They are back with Sheriffs, they're back with Marshals, only Spectres for Dash. Things are not looking too well here for Blind Esports, especially in the first half.
You know how I took the time in the last round to explain, well, in round 3 actually, to explain how, both teams equalizing meant that they were playing on an equal skill field, and, we were probably in for a big match. Well, 3-1, all right. Blind Esports not looking too good on the attack, as we have Kev with a big defense here on the market door, but gotta be careful as Reflexes is in, but no, Patrick shuts him down nice and quickly. The Jet is on the board, flash out, Patrick gets one more, gets shut down by Vortex, but there's a big push in from the other side of that orb. Rednox will get in there, but who's got the spike? That's with the Omen, but it's a 2v3 now as Rednox finds Harsh. The platform is being disturbed, and Vortex is going to try and get that. Ooh, beautiful use right there of the rocket launcher. Braxy will get that kill, making it a 2v2. Rednox gets that kill, making it a 2v2. Shots fired. Vortex finds one more. Kev down. It's a 2v1. These last 2 players have managed to bring things around very, very well indeed. A thrifty round as Rednox will take down HVS. My goodness, even had me confused for a moment there as to how they managed to do it. However, Rednox and Hirsch managing to steady the storm, steady the ship in the eye of the storm for the side of Blind Esports on the attack. Just about making it inside, just about getting the spike on the floor, and Team Sudesh will not like the fact that they lost that round. That round should have been theirs 100%. Any day of the week, it should have been theirs, but Blind Esports managing to upset the flow, take their second round.
Yep, this is at least a good point for Blind Esports, getting that lead back here on round number 5. But now they're just gonna play it slow. They just want to play for picks. They want to make sure that any mistake that either of these team makes, especially on Team Sudesh's side, they might be able to try and figure out a way to eliminate them. But for now, it's just a heavy execution towards the B side. The all drones have been given to give information. Here comes the boom bot to give information as well. Lot of informations, and Patrick's, my goodness, the Odin taking so much damage. That's 3 kills from that single Odin. And Team Sudesh has got that site under control just like that. They did not expect to see a heavy Odin just spraying through the smoke. HBS will get one, and it's just Dash all by himself. Again, the pre-fire. My goodness, Dash is still alive somehow. And HBS, he doesn't know it.
Here.
And Dash is still patiently waiting through the smoke. And Team Sudesh, I have to say, what a turnaround from that Odin.
30 seconds
Again,
left.
slow push. Is Dash getting taken out? Yes, he does. And that too in the hands of HVS. Pretty interesting to see HVS, playing as the controller role. Because most of the time you'd see him play as the chamber. But now he's playing as the controller and left the chamber to Kev. Which in fact, he's also doing a great job at it as well. I mean, the 3K clutch on round number 2, which made a heavy impact for Team Sudesh to get themselves back up on the lead. And now we're seeing Patrick, the man with that Odin, who just got 3 kills through the smoke on that B main entry.
You want
Oh boy,
to
Bloody
play?
Sports,
Let's
what are
play.
you gonna do next?
Oh boy, here we go. Braxy with the big push out, but damage done by the boombot right there. You have the Satchel Shark coming in as well, but it does not matter. Throughout all of those explosions, Braxy holds strong. Retnox off the board. Big drop right there. As Blind Esports did not want to lose that raise. Not at all. Not there. At the very least, Patrick is right there waiting for the call to send out the dart. And Braxy is watching as well, the turnaround. But everybody seems to have paused for just a second. Sudesh is waiting for Retnox's play. Not Retnox, excuse me. Blind's play. HBS sees one, but no! Takes so much damage right inside of the smoke. The distractions are there. Patrick sent out the information dart in the meanwhile. Excuse me, the recon dart. That's a bit of a long name. Another one from Wrench as they'll be suppressed. Going in, the Sova wants this kill, but can't get it. Blind Esports are stuck here trying to get a kill to give themselves that prerogative to push into the site. Dash has the chambers up right now.
30 seconds
But
left.
still, Kev is just waiting in the market. Look at this. They're just completely unawares of where to go, unsure of it, but they are now sticking to a push. That is the attack team. Looks like they want to go into A, which is slightly unguarded, mind you. And they're going to go in there. But they've got somebody to deal with, don't they? Yes, they do. Here comes the grenade. It's going to find one. Harsh finds another. And another triple kill. Shuts down the push into A. Gets the spike on the floor. And Blind Esports, well, completely blindsided by that KO. Dash takes 2 kills. Harsh gets their 4th. Off of that, the refrag that is. That is going to be 5-2 now in the favor of Blind Esports. In the favor of Team Sudesh. I'm getting the team names weirdly wrong today. Do excuse me for that.
It's alright, Jack. I mean, it actually happened to me once too, so you always have those moments where sometimes you have the agents being changed, just like how, Kev is currently playing as a chamber, while most of the time it was HBS who was playing chamber the most time. So yeah, we will still get that confusion. But I have to say the confusion really did head up to Blind Esports at that time, because they really did not expect Harshby to be in that position, and he wants to continue that aggression once again, getting one, but Reflex, he wants to punish it, and he wants to punish it bad. But Kev is still here for the refrag once again, and Retnox not working out too well in his favor once again, as he's getting picked out time and time again, especially in the early rounds too. And they've lost a lot of bodies here. They will succeed in going for the plant, and here comes the shock dart, to try to take out, to try to deal some damage on that default plant, but it wasn't planted on default. It's a post-plant situation. It's a 2v3. Anything can happen. They could succeed, and if Dash makes an impactful pick, if they take out Patrick, it's going to be huge. And yes, he does. That's one. Again, the Headhunter to try to deal some damage, but somehow Braxy survives that. Teleport. That's one, and that's two. Beautifully done for Vortex. And he'll be able to take out 2 of the players just like that. Brand Esports, they are not out of it just yet. And what a great plays they're being made from Dash. All they had to do was just take out the Sova. I have to say he was in a very bad positioning while he was using that recon dart, and he just got wall banged just from that one spot. And for a moment when you thought that Dash was about to get the second kill to take out Reflex, it was too late. Vortex with that good teleport right from the B side hallway and took out those two players. Very well done. And Blind Esports, they are slowly gaining up their momentum.
Indeed. Slowly but surely. However, they've got to be careful when they gain this momentum. They cannot afford to get ahead of themselves. Kev finds one, but Wrench, my goodness, gets one. With the Hunter's Fury, can't quite get the second, but it doesn't matter. Retnox finds Kev. In the meanwhile, the refrag is taken for the kill from earlier. And folks, we are now in this situation where Blind Esports is actually looking kind of nice. I'm not going to lie. As more kills go out. Retnox with the third now, leaving only HVS. The push seems to be happening towards B side, A side, not really sure, but gotta be careful on the long door right there. Sees the raise, but can't quite get him. Retnox gets the kill anyway. Quad for the raise this round, and Blind Esports are now one round away from equalizing. 4-5 against them. Team Sudesh are losing the lead.
Yep, all things are going too well here for Blind Esports. But there's always that one particular, just one round where Team Sudesh always have some trick up their sleeves. I mean, sometimes you'd see an Odin plays from Patrick, in which he's currently in towards the B side. And Blind Esports currently knows this, so they'll try their best efforts to hold their ground on A. But they're stuck with Harshvi once again, who's been very dominant with his, not only just his Vandal shots, but also his suppression knives and that perfect use of that pop flash. But with that heavy presence being detected here from the A side, it's a good way to use that null command 2 plus a fragment, which will deal a lot of damage to Reflex. And let's not forget, Braxy doesn't have his dash because he already kind of used it to try to, have an entry towards the side, but that's not going to happen. Smokes will come in, and here comes Reflex. Good shot, but the trade will come in nonetheless. And here comes SPS once again with the paranoia. Will deal good amount of damage here. And also some good kills. French is still alive to take out Harshvi. Dash just the same too. And Patrick with the Odin once again. Recon, all it just needs is that one single ping. That one single ping will be given. Can it be given though once again? No, it does not. He has the information. Still a lot of tensions here. They don't have the spike. They still have to recover it. But there's a lot of resistance that Team Sudesh has been made. And Kev is in a very good position here, but not for long. Dash will get one, and so does Kev once again to take out French and Dash. Ooh. Dashing. Kev will be victorious once again. And he will give Team Sudesh the lead here, 6-4. This is the second time we're seeing Kev make an unbelievable plays 2 times in a row. Round number 2, it was Kev. This round, actually the previous round, it is Kev once again. So he is making so much impactful rounds for Team Sudesh, and Blind Esports needs to take him out immediately. And if he keeps alive, I mean, if he stays alive for most of this round, who knows what kind of major damage he's going to give.
Absolutely. Kev has been working overtime right now alongside his other teammate. We did see one on 11 kills. I glanced at the screen. I was looking at the, the sheets to make sure everything was updated. Forgive me, folks. Retnox in the meanwhile pushing up the B entry. Gotta be so careful on this. There was Kev on market, but Kev is no longer peeking that. Kev is out towards mid. All right, that chamber is kind of, interested elsewhere. Dash gonna push up, sees one, but Braxy could have nearly had it, but no. But wherever he teleported back to, that is covered by an Omen Orb for the time being. As, there we go, Vortex off the board. The Omen is down. Kev starts off again.
They found my trap.
But there's going to be some more happening. Yep, Patrick gets taken down by Retnox, which means the push has been exposed. 1 kill, but no, Retnox can't. Retnox will get that, Kev can't, as Wrench will get HVS. In the meanwhile, plant is happening, and now it's a 3v4 in the post plant. You got to be so careful on where you go, Braxy. We have the rocket launcher, the knives potentially ready from the Blind Esports jet, and that one is taken. Harsh gets another. Meanwhile, Retnox down. But do they know where Wrench is? I don't think so. Harsh wants to go very quick. Pop flash. Not gonna get that. Gets this over. Oh my god! What a shot, Harsh! Do you stop this KO? No, you don't, folks. That is the answer. The 1v2 to make everyone jump off their seats. Reactions, look at
Last
that.
round before the switch.
Harsh. Oh, yes. Literally slammed those last two players onto the floor. Sit down. This spike is mine. 7-4. As Team Sudesh
boy.
are not going to give up. Last round before the half. It's a buyout time. And, oh,
Does anyone have fun?
Blind Esports are going to be feeling that one.
Teleport's ready.
Man, what a spray transfer to give that clutch to Harsh and Dash. Oh no! Gets caught out at the wrong time once again from Kev. And this is just the battle of Nemesis. It's just frags galore. And Harsh will be the one to emerge victorious here by taking out the Jet. But the damage has been done here. It's just two players left. And Kev, once again, to take out the Sova here. Right at B main, he has the entire mid side control too. Now he has the other two players' information as well. Retnox gets dealt with quite a lot of damage on his hand, but he needs to make this clutch happen in order to survive. Gets caught up from HBS lines of sight, but get that headshot once again, but doesn't get a second two from Patrick, and that too with the Spectre. He's all by himself. He even has the information too from the suppression knife, and Harshvi peeks and he scores. Takes out Vortex just like that, and it is 8-4 in the first half.
Switching
And I
sides.
have to say, Team Sudesh, man, what did they have? What did they have for lunch, Jack? I mean, first we see Kev
Well then.
making making an impact round for 2 rounds, and then we see Patrick with the Odin. He just sprays through B main and gets 3 kills. And then Harshvi with that insane spray transfer.
A gift.
Whew, there is a lot that Reckoning Esports have to worry about here if Team Sudesh succeeds. And Blind Esports, they have just caught out of guard in that first half itself.
Yeah, I mean, 8-4 isn't necessarily the worst score in the world, but it's gonna be if Kev
Oh,
keeps
boy.
getting kills like this. Wait a minute. Kev, stop. Kev, stop. 3 kills. HBS goes down in the meanwhile. Retnox goes on to take down Braxy. We have a couple of refracts. Well, not refracts, but trades being taken. Where is Kev in the middle of all this? Fighting away, but there goes Harshvi. And Retnox will be the one to take that kill. Patrick is in the side, gets the plant down. There we go. And now it is all up to Kevin Patrick. Kev was on a roll right there. We didn't catch that on cam. Apologies. But had me hyped for a second. Now, can Kev get the ace? It's a 2v2. How do you manage to put a team in that much of a bad position?
Last player standing.
No, Kev goes down as well. This is unfortunate. This is really unfortunate. 1v1 now as Patrick gets that kill, but the spike defuse is on. It's gonna go up to the half. Retnox will not stick it, mind you, as the shots will be fired. Oh, what a flick! What a flick indeed from Retnox, and they have more than enough time to get the defuse done as well. Blind Esports a 2v5, more specifically Retnox, with so many kills being supported by the Omen as well. Ooh, so close indeed. It is very clear that Blind is not going to give up. First round, post-half, the pistol round goes to them, similar to how it went to them in the first half. But the question is, will the remainder of this second half be the same? I don't think so. 8-5 is the scoreline.
I mean, wish we could have seen Kev's perspective on that. 3 kills, and then suddenly we see Retnox just swing back. 20 kills from him. And 16 kills from Kev on the side of Team Sudesh. Retnox is just making sure to keep the team alive, and by winning this pistol round, this will mean so much for Blind Esports to get back in the second half and make sure that they will succeed. And look how they are playing here. Look how, patient that Team Sudesh is trying to gain control from the mid site. Watching those flanks, making sure that none of those risky plays can happen from Blind. Here comes the execute, and it'll be a reflex to take out Braxy. Early pick, still in favor, and yet another kill from Retnox. Take out HPS. Dash. Oh boy. We'll just pick up. I mean, for now, we'll just see the KO. Just pick up the weapon and fall back. And a good use to take out that suppression knife. If that was alive, it would have been very difficult to use their abilities too. 8-5, and Retnox once again deals some damage. Kev misses so many shots from the headhunter, and here comes the flash and the support. Beautifully done. Beautifully executed. And what a hold on mid side. That's going to give Blind Esports yet another win here.
All right, Team Sudesh on the attack, looking a little shaky on the start. I'll be honest with you, Blind Esports have taken 2 rounds now. 8-6 is the scoreline. Sudesh still leads, but they have not won any of the first 2 rounds of the second half. This is a little concerning for them. Not outright alarming, not just yet. But it is getting there. It is getting quite close. We did hype up Kev. We did hype up HVS quite a bit. But the thing is, they can only do so much for so many rounds. The rest of the team needs to chip in and pop off every now and again too. Slightly more consistently at that too. Reflexes suppressed in the meanwhile. Thanks to the KO, Hirsch is waiting. Grenade out because they know exactly where that position is. That is actually safe. Not for long. Grenade and a shot from the Sheriff will get that kill as Hirsch fires out the first one. They get the second. Not quite. They're going up against the Spectre, mind you. That's a grenade, of course, that they have to dodge. They will do so just as well. Owl Drone comes out from the Sova. Boombot is seen, taken care of. Owl Drone, did it ping? No, it did not. Unfortunately, no, it did actually. As the trap will be destroyed. The trap was... Ooh, what a shot right there. Wrench finds another one in the meanwhile. 1 kill is taken against the attack, but it's not enough, obviously. As we're going to push, as in Sudesh is going to push into the site. B site, all clear. They're in here. While Dash finds Patrick. It's a 3v3. It's got to be a post plant. Braxy holding the hallway. And we have 2 players inside of the back area of B. Braxy's in the front position. Sheriff in hand. And there we go. Dash is ready. It is charged up. The Dash of the Jet, that is. As Dash, the player, is right on the other side of that wall. Oh no, they tried it, but Wrench was there to make sure that they didn't get away for too long. The only things, that's their chance as Sheriff. They're gonna find 1, they're gonna find 2. The last one remaining, Vortex, can they get this kill? Suppression knife goes out, and that's gonna be big for Vortex. Gotta be careful. And the headshot from Hirsch, that's a quad from the KO. Big plays from Sudesh. They needed this round desperately to get their economy a little bit better as well. And my goodness, this is going to be looking good after that one. 9-6, and the round being taken. First round in the second half for the side of Sudesh. Probably took longer than they wanted it to, but regardless, that round is now won. It is theirs. 9-6. They are ever so closer to the match point, and Blind Esports are feeling the pressure ever so slightly more now.
The race is on for Blind Esports to survive, and if they succeed, it will be a huge problem for Team Sudesh, especially in the second half. Both of these teams giving it their all. And Dash once again wants to be aggressive here, currently in a very safe angle. This will be tough for Team Sudesh to look at it, but they will push nonetheless. 1 currently, let's not forget, you still have Dash, actually not Dash, Kev, who's at the A side. So apparently you'll see the information given right now and the succession of those frags. Wrench will be the one, and the Harsh to get his frag too. The gunfights from that B side will be the main concern that Blind Esports needs to worry about. Now once again, they'll fall back. You even have the players who will definitely not wasting any more time at all. But do they know that there is a player here into his mid, and that's Patrick. Ooh, falls back at the right time, and he doesn't even know that information too. And here comes Null Command from Hirschwi to make sure none of those abilities would be put to use. Vortex to take out Patrick. 1 big break and another kill from Dash. Not Dash, from Hirschwi to take out Dash, and HBS with that beautiful headshot. Round will come in. A 1v2 clutch, and Retnox needs to succeed. And that showstopper. Can he get HBS? Yes! So good! I do have to apologize with that sound there, but my goodness, what is happening here? Kills after kills, trade was a trade, pop flash, satchel charge. The defuse will be stuck once again. Can he get to succeed? Yes! Retnox, the savior of this round, will give Blind Esports their hopes filled up once again. 9-7. Such a close round here. Every single round we've seen here, Jack, from both Blind Esports and Team Sudesh, everything is close rounds. During the first half, even on the second half, and Retnox, he's been doing so much work. Succeeding that clutch was exactly what Blind Esports need to succeed against Team Sudesh, and in order to proceed to go up against Team Reckoning. Oh boy, it's a lot to
You
talk
want
here,
to
Jack.
play?
It is
Let's
a
play.
lot.
Yes, it is indeed a lot to talk about right now. 9-7, as we are just continuing both sides' plays against each other, slowly but surely making sure that they have a good shot at winning this match. It is all stakes in here and now. If they lose this, they are out of the running. They will go home, and that is not something that they want. Clearly, Trap will be taken care of, but Brax's position is put away as a result. But no! The Jet didn't know that, of course, Dash was right there. Dash finds one more. Can they get one more? No, they can't. Patrick will take that. One kill. Oh! One tap. There we go. That is a big one. Red Knox as well, mind you, off the board, which means that just that little bit more pressure is applied onto Blind Esports. Red Knox has been pulling off quite a few great plays, mind you. Great plays indeed. But is that a judge? That is reflexes. Oh no, that's one. That's two. You don't even need more than one shot with the judge at that range. Unexpected play? Yes, absolutely. Teleport goes out, but HVS only got a little bit closer. There's a shotgun here. It's against it. Big drop indeed, but gotta be careful of glass. They are. They're going in. They're gonna set up the plan. No, they tried to bait it actually. Something tells me that the enemy Omen might try to teleport. HVS is not planting at the default spot, mind you. And there we go. Smoke up goes out, but never mind. Vortex just gets the kill anyway through the box. HVS down. And Blind Esports are going to now be 8-9 against Sadesh. One round away from equalizing once again. They were this close not too long ago. And they are once again that close going into now the 18th round.
I mean, Reflex. He just stayed in 8-3 for the entire round. And all he had to do was just wait for them to push towards 8-3. And I have to say, the entire team of Blind Esports has done a very good job of holding the entirety of B side and mid in order for a Reflex to succeed. And it is a desperate one at that too. But with that execute, I believe it's going to be even more difficult. Here comes the suppression, here comes the execute, and a failed op shot from Dash. But will he succeed once again? No, this is actually very critical here for Team Sudesh. As we see, 2 shots already being missed, and Braxy has so much information, but he cannot relay that information into an execution. And Kev needs to figure out a way here. So many bullets being dropped off. And it's just 3v2 here. And Blind Esports, they've lost a lot of bodies, and it's just Reflex and Dash. Only 2 players remain, and they need to make this clutch happen once more. They only have smokes, and it's from Reflex that can block some lines of sight. Sees the Sova, misses the shot. They have the info, and even with the suppression dart, he will get that one kill. 2-1 tap, but he doesn't get a bot HP. Yes, an attempt for spray transfer, but Dash will not win against HPS here. And it's a very crucial round for Team Sudesh. Once again, 10-8. 3 more rounds. 3 more rounds for Sudesh. And it is very difficult because Blind Esports, every time you see them execute, they always have a backup plan. No matter if it's a cross line being made from the team, or if there's a perfect utility bait. It's always there, but it always comes down to that minute decision. That one single play that will change the entirety here. And I believe that's not going to happen here for Blind once again.
Well, Brax is going to take that first kill, and a big one it is. Going into the site straight up for the plant. Position's given away. Brax is in here right now. And there's Kev holding down mid. Gets one. That is big as well. That's Dash. The enemy chamber. They know that there's going to be a jet flying around up there. Shock dart goes out, but no damage done. Braxy hears this. Takes the kill. No surprises there. Site control is fully present for the side of Blind Esports right now. And a high smoke thrown by Braxy to try and get some line of sight, some advantages, but Wrench finds one. Patrick takes the other down, but the grenade was still there. Patrick was unaware. It does not matter. Harsh will shut down Wrench. before anything worse could be done by the side of the defense. And folks, it's back to a 3-round lead. 19 rounds have happened, and it's 11-8. 1 round away from the match point is Team Sudesh. 2 rounds away from facing Reckoning Esports, folks. That next match is looking like quite the barn burner. And honestly, these sorts of matches, it's a bit of a shame it's not a BO3, but a BO1 is what we have and what we'll take right now, because we get to see these beautiful plays so close to each other. Mid push with the Jet ultimate and the Sova Recon Dart already out. Reflex is probably watching from the long angle, as we have the entry through the hallway also being held down from within that smoke orb. But no, we have Hunter's Fury, but no, Wrench is just firing at dead air right there. Nobody was present. A quick rotate as grenade will go out. That is big right there. Will that grenade find one? It might just. It does find Braxy. Red Knox did go down in the meanwhile, but Martyrdom, that was a grenade dropped at the right time. As Kev will find Dash once again. Hirsch takes a bit of damage. That was a shock dart coming his way. But still, Reflexes finds Kev in the meanwhile. The judge is out there. They know that there's a Sova in here as well. So detection goes out right by the boxes. Gotta be careful. Weren't enough. But Patrick is gonna find Wrench anyway as the push is now coming in. Patrick knows that there's somebody by the gates. Hirsch does as well. Please be careful of that gate right next to you, Hirsch. You know that there's one coming, but there's also one from the back. And that's gonna be Reflexes to get that shock dart out. It's all onto Patrick, the last one standing. 1v2 inside of the site. A Jet, the last two standing gets one, gets two, post plant, and Patrick with the triple kill. Clutch is not one to be trifled with. 12-8, match point. Team Sudesh are looking strong.
Oh, that was so strong, Jack. I have to agree. 12-8, Team Sudesh. 1 round to seal the deal and go and proceed into the lower brackets. Blind Esports, man, they were so close. They were so close to win that round. But the damage that they made, both of them were so low on HP. And, well, this round we'll be able to see whether if that can happen. Now Dash still holding the angle, so here comes the showstopper from the Raze. Can Retnox finds one? No, actually does not, and this is actually very huge here. Once again for Sudesh's side, as the important duelist has been taken care of. A second duelist gone from Kev. This is not looking too good here from Blind Esports. Not good at all. And Kev wants to continue scarring it once again, and everybody starts to falter then and there. My God, what was that quick round there, Jack? And look at that, Team Sudesh will gladly win that matchup on Ascent against Blind. They'll proceed to go up against Reckoning Esports once again. I mean, this is just the entire repeat of Level Up Series 3, where we had a best-of-5 Grand Finals matchup between Team Sudesh and Reckoning Esports, and we're going to see that once again. And I have to say, Blind, they've made such good efforts, especially from Retnox. 26 kills from Retnox. And we have Kev, the Clutch Master, 22, and Harsh with 24 kills from his behalf too. Man, what a match and a half. Clutches galore, the pre-fires, the spray transport, everything was just beautifully done. But in the end, it's just only one has to proceed to the lower brackets, and it will be Team Sudesh. So congratulations to them, but they're not done just yet, because they have to go up against Reckoning.
Oh, yes. Blind Esports unfortunately close out a slightly somber run in the Milestone series so far, because it's a little unfortunate to say, but Blind Esports, I think they only won 1 game out of their eventual 4, right? Yeah, they lost to Team Sudesh before. They lost to them again today. They lost to Fangs as well. Yeah, the only match they won was way back in day 1, looking at it. And yeah, just kind of not really all that great for them, Blind Esports, that is. So it is what it is. Let's have a look at the MVP right here. Team Sudesh will be, yep, there we go. I was going to say it had to be Hirsch. There was no way it would be anyone else, because Hirsch was just getting kills, getting frags, getting utilities done, getting suppressions out, getting the knives thrown, grenade kills, you name it. This player right there, that face is the face of a man ready to shut people down left and right. 4 first bloods as well, so not too bad on the entry. 21 in 21 rounds to get 4 first bloods, pretty decent, I'll say. 76 economy rating and an average combat score of 326 at 24 to 13 KDR, nearly 2 on that, but not, of course, just a couple of kills more, maybe a couple of hits less, but it is what it is. When you're playing the kind of an initiator that KO is, and when you're playing KO the way that Hirsch V was, well, kind of has to be the way it is. But your MVP for the match, folks, Hirsch V, as it should be.
Yep, Hirsch V doing a lot of major work for their team. Not only just suppression, the pop flashes, but also that important clutch that I wouldn't say clutch. It was a huge round for him where he picked out all 3 players on defense, and he even showed how it can be done both on offense as well. I mean, what a play is being made. And also Kev, how can I forget about Kev? I mean, he has made so many clutches till to date. I can still say the same to Retnox too. I mean, he also did a good job as well as the Rays, but my god, what a match. And that's just the first match, folks. We still have 2 more matches to go, and the second match that we are going to see should be it has to be Team Sudesh versus Reckoning Esports again. Or maybe we might see.
It is.
Yeah, it is, right? Yeah. The second matchup will be Team Sudesh and Reckoning Jack. And last time I remember, especially in the in this milestone event, this was an offline match. This was an offline match between Team Sudesh and Reckoning Esports in the first the first round. We saw Reckoning Esports defeat Team Sudesh 13-5. And now they're here for the revenge match. And at this point, anything can happen on lower brackets. But for now, the first match will only be streamed on YouTube. The rest of the matches, though, will be streamed exclusively on Loco. So if you want to check out the future matches of, Reckoning versus Team Sudesh and also Fangs versus Team Punished, make sure to jump in onto the Loco stream, and we'll be able to check that out right now. So, Jack, any thoughts about this match?
I mean, the match was great. Don't get me wrong. Fantastic plays from both Blind Esports and Team Sudesh. And just like Baba said, to catch the final match of the day, that is Reckoning versus, and now Team Sudesh will be filling that second slot. Well, hop on over to Loco, folks, and we will see you there. Until then, we're going to be taking a quick break. Get yourself charged up because, mind you, this game promises to be a big one. I said the same thing about Team Punish yesterday, but hey, you never know. I might be right this time. Get yourselves charged up, get a drink, get a popcorn, some food, whatever, and get yourselves a nice and relaxed because we'll be right back with a great game. Stay tuned.
That's how we do it. how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. Yo. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo. That's how we do it.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the CriticalX Valorant Milestone series, powered by Loco. Here with the host Blackjack and Babagusta, as we are here for the final match of the round robin stages. That is correct, folks. The Swiss League table stage of this Milestone series is now coming to an end, and the last match, well, I guess we couldn't have really closed out on a better one than this one. Team Sudesh, who just about 20 minutes ago finished winning against Blind Esports in a relatively close-ish game, not really too outlandish for what this tournament has seen so far, will be going up against the Giants Reckoning Esports. Folks, let me not understate this. This match is insanely important for both teams. Number one, this is Team Sudesh's revenge tour. Why? Because Reckoning Esports won against Team Sudesh in an offline match back in day one. Or day one or day two, somewhere around there. Right. Before that, that match was Reckoning's revenge because Sudesh had beaten Reckoning in the grand finals of the Level Up Series 3. So some would say that maybe their debts are settled, sure. But you could also see this as Sudesh's revenge match for the Milestone series. And I like to think of it that way because guess what? I'm personally a guy who likes to hype things up a lot. Don't mind the background noise right there. As we will have a fantastic match between both of these two teams. We have now the team versus team statistic comparison. And as you can see, Reckoning have only lost one match. And that was the one match that knocked them down into the lower brackets yesterday. And in the meanwhile, we have Team Sudesh, who has won 3 overall matches out of their 5. They have been a very good team overall, and they have just, been very present in this tournament. You cannot really look at Milestone Series without Sudesh. It wouldn't really feel the same way, I feel like. And whoever wins this, mind you, is going to go ahead to the lower bracket final or the second semifinal, quote unquote, to face the loser of the upper bracket final. So the first semifinal would determine who the winner of this match goes on to face in the lower bracket final. And the winner of that will go to fight the top team and be the top 2, one of the top 2, that is. So let's have a look at the player. The highlighted players between both teams, that is going to be Hirsch V on Sudesh and Bad Love from Reckoning. No surprises that Hirsch V gets a spot here. And sure, those stats might not look as great as they may have in the previous match that ended, but mind you, these are over the last 3 months. So lots of things have to be taken into consideration. But Hirsch overall, great performances. Bad Love as well, a player to really watch out for. You gotta be careful going up against Bad Love, folks, let me tell you. As we are now one match away from finishing off the round robin stage, one match away from the playoff stage. We hope you're ready, because we sure as hell are.
Yes, we are. And let's just take a look at the maps here. On what Team Sudesh is going to go up against, and it will be Breeze. Oh boy, Breeze will be the map once again. And if I just have that information right now, I believe they went to map Breeze and lost against them 13-5. If I just get that information here from Team Sudesh, the final match where they lost against Reckoning Esports, it was 13-5. And no, it wasn't on Breeze, it was on Ascent. But as Jack said, this match will determine whether Team Sudesh will proceed or will Reckoning Esports go ahead and claim their victory once again. And talking about their grand finals matchup in Level Up Series 3, as we get ourselves back on the Caster's Cam, I have this information right here. So Level Up Series 3, I mean, Zach was there. She was casting alongside with me. So in that best of 5, we had, if I the information right here. Yep, round 3. Reckoning Esports, the first match they went up against was on map Ascent. Team Sudesh won that 13-8. And second map, which was on Bind, Reckoning Esports wins against Sudesh 13-4. And the last matchup, yeah, I mean, it's quite similar to it. I mean, Reckoning won map 3 on Icebox. Map 4, it was Breeze, where Team Sudesh has won. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because this match right here is also on Breeze. And talking about the best of 5 matchups that we had against Reckoning Esports on Level Up Series 3, it shows that Team Sudesh have already won against Reckoning on map number 4 in the grand final. So 13 to 11. It was a very close matchup from Reckoning Esports. Despite numerous amount of mistakes being done from both Sudesh's side as well as on Reckoning's side, Sudesh somehow managed to win, forcing to put themselves on the final map, which was on Split, and Sudesh gladly won that matchup 13-10 in the best of 5. But let's just forget about that. Let's just forget about lot of Series 3 and now focus on the lower brackets. What do you think is going to happen here, Jack? Do you really think that Team Sudesh will win this matchup against Reckoning Esports, or will Reckoning proceed to the semis?
That one is honestly a very hard one to call, Baba. I'll be honest with you. Reckoning right now, after yesterday, I don't want to really talk about yesterday's match too much that they had, because primarily against Fangs, you wouldn't really expect Team Reckoning to lose, right? And there's a whole lot that goes on to the thought process behind that, and let's not get into theories and whatnot, because we'll really never know. Team Sudesh, on the other hand, they have been looking good. So let's get right in. Agent selection before the match, and this is going to be it, folks. Breeze, the map with a lot of puns, bad ones at that. And there's going to be a lot of them. You bet that me and Baba are not going to be giving up on any of those opportunities, as I actually missed one. I was talking about opportunity. I should have said opportunities, but never mind.
Oh, no.
We're going to be going through with these agents, and look at that quick selections overall. Only Pixels and Rio are the ones remaining to select their agents, and we will be in. So, Baba, what do you think of this agent selection that we're seeing from both sides?
Talking about Sudesh's side, I mean, it's pretty obvious. You still have some same agents, except you see Braxy opting out for Reina instead of a Jet. Now, this can be very interesting coming in from Sudesh's side, because talking about map Breeze, it's always long range. So obviously you need to have a Jet with an op in hand, which can help
Select
you
your
get
agent.
repositionings fast. Now, since we have that a bit of a nerf / almost a buff thing from Jet, saying that there is like a slight timing for the Jet's dash to appear, and she only has like a 12-second window to use that ability, that actually does affect a lot for Reckoning's side. So it will be a tooth and neck, that's for sure. And talking about the same operator specs coming in from Reckoning Esports' side, there's no change at all. You still have Harsh with the KO. You still have Harsh V with the KO. So it is a battle of Harshes. It's the KO versus KO. He is going up against him. It's a mirror matchup. And it's going to
Literally,
be
yeah.
one hell of a match. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Harsh versus Harsh V. Top 10 anime battles of all time. What's going to happen?
Absolutely. You know that meme, never trust anyone, even yourself, and it's just that guy and that guy behind him with the gun? That is literally that situation right now. I want somebody to make an edit of this. If anyone in the chat or any of the players watching, if you can, just make an edit of that. Hirsch, and then there's Hirsch behind them. It's just use the KOs if you want, right? Just trust no one, not even yourself. Literally, as we go into this match, which in and of itself contains the mirror matchup of the tournament, folks. Regardless, all of that joking aside, round 1, the pistol round is now a go. The newly nerfed Owl drone is out from Rio's end, going towards the site and providing intel. Did that actually mark the target? Yes, it did. Patrick is given away, as another position of HPS will be given away as well. Big couple of kills right there, as Harsh and Badlov find 2, but Kev and Harsh V fire back and make it a 3v3. Badlov is at the side, getting the plant off nice and quickly on the floor. And that's a post-plant 3v3 situation. As Badlov holds the side, Harsh V goes down. Oh no, Harsh takes Harsh V. There we go. Mirror match number 1 is over. Kev takes Rio, but position given away. Doesn't matter. Kev with the third, and it's now only Kev remaining. Patrick goes down to Hirsch. So it's a KO versus the Viper. What a long shot right there as well. Hirsch just no chill with that. Gets the first round for the side of Reckoning.
Yeah, I guess Harsh definitely did see that previous matchup against Blind. And when he saw Kev made that amazing clutches in that previous matchup. I believe they did make some homework right then and there itself, and maybe with that time being taken, they'll just make sure to counter it as best as possible. But this is Sudesh we're talking about. We've seen them go up against Reckoning time and time again, and this match will determine who will proceed. Is it Reckoning? Or is it Sudesh with their aggressive peaks once again? Look at that, but it's Reckoning Esports who will stay strong once again. Braxy, Kev, Patrick, all three players are down in the early rounds. And this is not looking too good in Sudesh's side. Not good at all. Harshvi, the only player left in the side. Yes, it is an eco round, but still having at least one kill should be effective. And look at that, it's a mirror match once again. Harshvi taking out Harsh. What just happened? But it's a post plant here. 1v4. And HBS is stuck in a very bad position, and look at that. Bad love with the disrespect here. He wants to commit a gunfight. Headhunter versus the Headhunter, but no, Pixels will arrive with the Bulldog to take out one. And there you go. That's the team ace coming in from Reckoning Esports. 2-0. Round number 3 is a go.
Kind of a pretty strong start. Now that I look at it from Reckoning Esports, they are looking pretty good right now. 2-0 in the first couple of rounds, getting a team ace no less in the second. However, we still have more to go. Plenty of Spectres, a Bulldog, and a Vandal as well from Reckoning. Interesting choices being made right there in terms of weapons, while, of course, as you can see, Team Sudesh's economy is stretched right now, stretched quite thin. So the one round is needed for them. They need a round to keep that economy afloat, especially. If not, well, they'll have to go in for an eco or maybe a half buy. Suppression coming out. That's the null command right there, as Hirschvi will step into mid. Gotta be careful. There's somebody right next to you. Do you know this? No, you don't. Hirschvi goes down. That's Pixels to take the first one. Viper walls are up. Deadly gets one as well. Deadly gets two. Gets taken out by Patrick. But is it too late? Yes, it might just be, because the spike is on the floor. Kev going towards mid, but can't really do much outside of that upper tunnels area. Patrick, in the meanwhile, going up as well, getting a higher position, as it were. That gate being opened is going to give away Kev's entry position. Patrick right by the boxes as well, next to the underpass. That's being watched by Bad Love. Pixels isn't going to get that. Never mind. Patrick down, and it's all up to the Viper, the last one standing. Not a whole lot of time remaining, and it looks like Kev is, or was, more than willing to hang out on that bend, but was not able to, as Reckoning Esports have started out so strong right about now. 3-0, and they are not even breaking a sweat. Team Sudesh, on the other hand, they were made to sweat in the last round, so they will be a little out of it at the minute. Hopefully, it does not take them too long to wake back up, because, folks, mind you, the winner of this match, they will go ahead to the second semifinal, but the loser gets eliminated. It's all or nothing, here and now, for both teams, and you can bet that Team Sudesh will need to bring their all, but at the minute they're stuck in an eco round.
Round 2 eco, round 4 eco, and Harsh already expended his null command in round number 3. And look at Reckoning Esports. Look how confident they are. Here comes the all-drone to give information, and also the dash from the jet. Kev has been tagged, and now he's in the danger zone. Gets caught out, nothing from none other than Deadly. Beautiful shot to take out Patrick too. And now he just needs to worry about Harsh. If he takes Harsh out, that's the confirmation. Here comes a pop flash, which will be forced to fall back. Here comes Bad Love right in towards B tunnel, taking out one more and the second. Can he takes out Harsh? Pixels get one, and Bad Love with the classic. And what a way to execute on the B side. All it needs is an info with the owl drone, the smoke and the dash from Deadly, and the execution to be smooth sailing. And let's not forget about Bad Love too. He was pushing all the way in towards mid top to take out one, and the second from Harsh. Beautifully done from Reckoning's side. They're looking confidently ever so. 4-0. Team Sudesh, they have finally got their weapons. They have their ultimates. Harsh and Kev, both of them has their null command and the Viper Spirit. They have to make a change. Can they do it now?
Well, they're gonna have to. 4-0. Reckoning Esports are looking mighty strong, but there's HVS to find one, and a big one indeed. HVS with two. Harsh and Pixels down, and Kev finds one more. Is this the round that we see Team Sudesh bring themselves into this match? It might just be. A site has been absolutely cleared out. However, the spike has been dropped.
One enemy
Patrick
remaining.
takes only minor damage from that shock dart. It does not matter. A flawless round, no less, from Team Sudesh. Wow, what a way to bring it back. Absolutely phenomenal, strong reply from Sudesh. They are back in it. Reckoning, maybe getting a little ahead of themselves at the same time. They definitely looked like they were looking for 1v1s and playing for picks rather than actually getting into the site and continuing a little weensy bit of domination that they were starting to gather. Unfortunately, they will lose a round. A little bump in the momentum has been achieved. Team Sudesh, 3 more rounds. Can you do it? Well, I guess we'll find out as Kev is ready with the Viper Spit. Look at this. We have the null knife out. Excuse me, I mixed up null command and, you know, the suppression knife. Suppression knife from KO, that is. Null knife. I actually kind of like the sound of that, I'll be honest with you. Still, 4-1. And there it is. Viper Spit is out, but Bad Love is right next to the upper tunnel gate.
Yep. Looks like it is though. And you know what's the best part for Team Sudesh in that previous round? They did not expend their ultimates. And they still have it. Now they'll be able to use it though on the B site. So which means it will be difficult for Akmi Esports to proceed. Info, but beautifully use of that smoke to deny that info, and which will be even more difficult for them to proceed. The dash won't be able to get it, but he will get that kill nonetheless. Meanwhile, Harsh's battle continues on as he will succeed once again from Sudesh's side, and he goes aggressive. Look at that! 3 kills to take out Pixels and Deadly, and now the entire B side is his. HBS and Kels with the cleanup in the end, and Team Sudesh are back, folks. They are back, and they are back with a vengeance. 2-4. Reckoning Esports, despite their best efforts with that smoke to deny information from Sova's recon, still it did not happen. And for a moment I thought Harshvi, not only just winning his mirror matchup against Harsh, he did get the other 2 players on the B side, which made Sudesh's round even more easier to get those kills. And round number 6, oh boy, Reckoning. How can you proceed? How can you take out this deadly duo? You're about to find that out.
HVS peeking out now towards that slightly lower area, close to lower area, excuse me. Oh, never mind. I thought the op shot actually worked, but no, it was Harsh taking down one of the attackers. There's Braxy,
Spike down.
but one
Attacker
more,
spawn.
and goes right back up to full HP thanks to, of course, the way that Reyna's abilities work. Where are you going, Rio? Gotta be careful. Braxy goes down in the meanwhile. Deadly takes that. HVS wants one more. Can't quite get it just yet. 3v2. Spike has not been recovered. Deadly will get one. That's Harsh V down. 2v2 now. And there's a Viper on one side, a Sova on the other, Jet and Chamber as well. Spike has been picked back up off the floor. And looks like they're proceeding towards the B site. Team Sudesh, do you know where they're going? I don't think so. They still are holding A down, but there it is, the Viper Spit, and the spike is on Pixel's hands as well. Shots fired, both ops firing off, but none will find their mark just yet. Headhunter is up by HVS. They need that Viper killed here and now, but no, Pixels will get one instead. HVS is down. Patrick, 1v2. The team has done this before. We have the recon dart, but it's been destroyed. Shock dart goes out. Will that find anything? I don't think so. Patrick needs to get in there. Time is of the essence, but the more noise you make, the easier it will be to find you.
One enemy
Oh,
remaining.
that's a big one. That's a big one indeed. That's going to be another shock dart. Will that do anything? It should in just a second. Fakes the defuse, and that's a snake bite. No, the time is running out.
No.
And that's it. Patrick needs to get away, and they will. Pixels will get away as well. Oh dear, running out of bullets. But Patrick is right outside of the bomb's radius. Oh, so unfortunate right there for Patrick. That could have been it, but unfortunately just no intel due to the Viper's pit, of course. Just so much intel denied, and that is why, you know, in certain maps, Viper is just such a good controller, and kind of always has been, right? Only like at the
Always
beginning of
has
the
been.
games, like, yeah, like when the game first came out, she was a little weak compared to other controllers. A couple of buffs came a few months later, and she became one of the better controllers overall, especially for certain maps, right? And now you're seeing that full effect here. And now, what a toss, by the way, straight into the upper bridge's gate. And with Reckoning 5-2 up, they can be a little bit fast about this round as well. They don't want to, mind you. They are going to be... Well, actually, they are going to be fast. Deadly's already in here. But that is just how a Jet plays right through the Viper wall as well. But Rax is going to find one. And Patrick gets one more. That's the aggressor gone. Suddenly, things are looking a little bit different. Grenades out. And another one as well. Harsh got to be careful. But no! Rio's Shock Dart will find that. And Pixels gets...
Spike
excuse me.
down
Rio's Shock
A.
Dart finds someone else. But still, Spike is down. Why? Because Braxy is here from the back.
Cutting their vision.
Takes that kill. There's the all-seeing eye. But Braxy hears the push from behind. Can they get that? Yes, they can. And Patrick takes down Pixels at the same time. Defenders will still take around. 5-3. Team Sudesh is not out of this one, folks. They are fighting tooth and nail for every single round that they can get. And they will not let Reckoning Esports get off easy.
Yep, they are not gonna get it off that easily, Jack. That is for sure. And just like we had that information about that agent pick, I do want to continue it because having a Jet with an op is so very influential in long range. But the same thing can be said to Braxy too in clutch situations, because you have the Empress, I wouldn't say high damage, but you can increase the fire rate of the weapon, which will be even more deadlier and more difficult for them to go up against. And Brax is just making so much work. But for now, let's just focus on the round. Which you see Deadly doing as he does best, executing on site B. Kev, does he get this kill? No, information will be given, which will be forced to fall back. And here comes the Hunter's Fury. Who will claim the life? I believe no one ever does. But the tags will come in, and so does the kill from Kev. Braxy to take out Deadly at Pixels. And it's just 3 players left. They still need to survive. And look at that, Braxy is actually thinking of going in for a flank here in towards B elbow, but it's too late. The players on Reckoning Esports have made a decision, heading towards A. Does he see Bad Love? Bad Love is in a very good spot, but also he's in very low HP. That Headhunter gets one single tap to the head, and that's exactly what he needs. Bad Love, good job on taking out Braxy, which will be even more difficult for Team Sudesh to succeed. And he has the entire mid control, and Harsh also knows this. All they have to do is just succeed in the plant and force them on post-plant situation. Bad Love once again. This is huge here. Taking out Patrick will be even more difficult for Team Sudesh to succeed. And it's just Kev, the clutch master. Can he do it? A 2v2 situation where Rio has his sights. Smoke will come in and Harsh will deny one. Rio, what can he do? The suppression. Kev making his best efforts. The pop flash is just 2v1. He can contest. What a play from Harsh. It was heavily necessary to take out Bad Love from mid, because if they did not, then Team Sudesh's chances of winning this round would have been slim to none. And somehow they came back up. What a round. What a round from these two teams. But in the end, it's going to be Team Sudesh stealing and snatching the round away.
Absolutely. Fantastic round from both sides, but Sudesh were the ones to win it out. Again, that kill onto Bad Love in mid was absolutely necessary. 100% agree with you on that one, Baba. As now we have a situation where Sudesh is 1 round away from equalizing, and Reckoning are in a bit of a tight spot. They have had a couple of rounds go away from them, and they cannot afford any more rounds like that. Once again, nice toss by the Reckoning Viper, as they look like they want to push A, but this could easily be a site rotate. They haven't dumped that much utility into this place just yet. One smoke orb is out, and the Jet is ready to aggress into the site, and oh, Bad Love's gonna find that HVS down, but the null command comes in. That's gonna make everyone suppressed, and well, actually, that's going to make anyone from the defense suppressed. And there is the Empress out as well. Braxy is more than ready with this. That, of course, gives away the position, but it does not matter. The Reyna is in here. Sees the
Oh
other,
my God.
gets two, needs to heal up, and will be overhealed as well. Ready and waiting. The all-seeing eye is out here. It will be popped, but Braxy is still in alt mode. That's three. Patrick finds one as well. The drop from everyone and the retake from Sudesh means that it's going to be a 5-5, folks. Equalizer coming in, and Sudesh has made their statement. They are ready now. They are here. They have awoken. And folks, Reckoning Esports needs to figure out what's been going wrong these last 3 rounds.
I mean, Jack, this was what I was worried about. This play that Braxy made was the thing that Reckoning needs to worry about. Because that pick right there, Braxy bringing Reyna, is such a very risky decision. He had to use the Empress. I mean, he even had to use the dismiss to get out of situations quickly. And my God, he made such a great job. But unfortunately, he won't be able to do a good job because Harsh is like, you know what? Enough is enough. It's time for Reckoning Esports to get back in control. And HPS needs to be worried about it. You shouldn't be making such rational decisions. He will pass the weapon to the Sova. It's a good decision, and Harsh will get one more too, and this time it's bad love. Oh no, very bad, and HBS somehow gets away by taking out Rio. Oh no, not looking too good, but here comes the refrag from Pixels. Good good trades coming in from both these teams, putting themselves in a 3v3 situation. Now Reckoning Esports, the other one who's not looking good, because all 2 players are very low on HP. One single shot of the body is more than enough to get the kill, and that's exactly what I was worried about. Kev with the first, take out Deadly, and here goes Pixels in the hands of Patrick, and it's an all clean out from Team Sudesh. Null command is being used, and in the end, Team Sudesh will get back the round here just like that. 6-5. Team Sudesh, what a way to come back in a situation like this.
Absolutely. Last round before the half, and Reckoning have lost the lead. They will not be happy about this. Not one bit, folks. They are not going to be chill at all. I'm pretty sure that voice comms in the Reckoning camp right now is probably filled with a little bit of frustration about what's been going wrong, why it's been going wrong at that. They probably know at this point, but the thing is, they have to act on it fast. Reckoning is a team that loves their momentum, right? And as soon as they have that momentum, you know, anyone against them becomes very liable to get taken down early. And look at that. What a pushback right there from the side of Sudesh. They saw the push coming in towards A and said, Braxy. No, about Braxy gets one in the meanwhile on the flank. Good stuff, but gets taken out. Hirsch takes that refrag. The Jet is down. That is, of course, the duelist. But at the same time, look at this. That big entry dump of utility has been completely nullified, and now Hirsch is out here on mid, takes down Bad Love, and basically the side of the attack are effectively sandwiched. HPS is, could have had 2, excuse me. He was suppressed, but it doesn't matter. We have the Viper Speed coming out and instantly shut down. Patrick just denies it. And a 1v3 now, all down to Pixels with a player from behind, no less, well, around the other side of the entry. It's being watched, and there we go. Harsh coming around the back with 2 kills to their name, and actually wins the mirror match in that round as well. Now that I look at it, 7-5 to Team Sudesh, coming back from a 4-0, folks. It was a 4-0, but now it is a 7-5 in their favor. They were 0-4 down, and now they're looking strong going into the second half of this game. Reckoning Esports are now on the defense, and folks, let me tell you, this match, if Reckoning starts coming back from here again, then we've got potential OT on our hands. And I'm just saying, right, I haven't gotten to do my, let's get ready to rumble, or actually, are you ready to rumble is what I say. But yeah, I haven't gotten to do that all day, and today's a particularly exciting day for me, which we'll get into a little later. But right now, 7-5, Reckoning, what is your answer?
Oh my God. OT, I'm just hoping for that OT to happen though, because the way how these plays are playing and the picks coming from Deadly, taking out 1, 2, 3, and this time it's Bad Love and Rio doing his dirty work, and here comes Hush once again. Hushby is down, and it's high value sharpshooter all by himself on a 1v4 situation. The headhunter only 2 bullets, 1 and 2. Beautiful headshot. But is that more than enough? It's just 1 player down. Only 3 players remain. And with a gun like Classic, which requires 2 shots to the head to guarantee a kill, and also he needs to be careful of those trades which will happen from those 3 players. Spike's also been dropped on A metals, and it's going to be difficult for HBS to get that kill. But all I know is that HBS is very strong
30
at those
seconds left.
gunfights. One, no, he cannot. There's just way too much man count for him to handle. Couldn't do it. Couldn't try to engage those 1v1s. And in the end, we will see Reckoning Esports win their pistol round, which in fact will give them a very huge boon here for them, because
You know,
they have good economy routes too.
yeah, you know what that that climb up onto the gate looked like for me? Just pop
Yeah.
up and there's like 3 of them peeking you, like you picked the wrong house, fool. And just gets completely shut down. Yeah, unfortunately there was no chill in those shots, as it is
Yeah.
now 7-6.
chill.
Reckoning Esports looking to equalize now, going into mid, and that's a lot of folks position reveal. Oh,
Deploying drone.
ouch! Rio needs to get that bullet out of their chest, mind you.
Enemy mark.
As we have the Viper's Venom Wall coming in, but ooh, Deadly's gonna find one. That's Surgery down. And Reckoning starting off a little bit stronger. Once again, on the other side of the half. The initial rounds in the first half and in the second half seemed like they really like. And as HPS goes down, trying to play for picks after dropping the spike, that seems to be the case. Team Sudesh needs just a little bit of time to get acclimated to a new start, right? And the half is effectively a new start. Closer to the finish of the game, but still, ooh, Raxi, good shot right there. Battleov goes down, but they lost another player to the Marshal just a second ago. Braxi will pick up that Spectre, of course. Pretty good gun, but Rio's right here. One shot though, very low on HP. Could have taken that one shot a little sooner, but still, because of the overheal of the Reyna, that
30
will be now a
seconds last. Last player
2v3.
standing.
Make that a 1v3, make that a 1v3. I was gonna say, you know, that could have happened, but it did not. Quad kill to the Jet right there, I believe, the one with the Marshal. And that means it is a 7-7. Equalizer is in. And each equalizer we go to is a little step closer to overtime. And folks, again, don't want to get ahead of myself right here, but overtime seems very, very likely right about now.
Yep, Jack. An OT can happen though, because it's 7-7 equalizer. In the second half, it's just Reckoning Esports winning both the pistol round and the second round too. But, talking about Reckoning Esports having their weapons in hand, Deadly with the Vandal, Rio having the Marshal in hand. The execution though, it's already happening in towards the A side already. Plans already going in from Hush B, and here comes Braxi with the first frag and the second to take out Hush and Deadly. Too much chaos. Still favoring the side of Team Sudesh here, but no, I spoke too soon. It's Pixel comes back. 2 kills in his name, back again. Equalized it, and it's a 2v3 situation here once again. They have information on Kev now. No information, no utilities from the Sova shock dart to deal some damage, and Bad Love needs to get his headshots clean and proper. But when he doesn't know, HPS will be the better player. The one kill will happen, but the refrag will come in nonetheless from Kev. And in the end, it will be Team Sudesh winning the bonus round, 8-7. And for a moment there, I thought Bad Love was going to succeed that gunfight, but unfortunately, HPS was faster when it comes to the mechanical skills. Gets that shot and also gives Team Sudesh the win, 8-7. And yeah, I have to agree on one thing, Jack. It's been a long time since we had an OT. The last OT that I believe it was up against the grand finals on Level Up Series 2, where we had
play?
No Gas go up against Blind, I believe. But other than that, we didn't get an OT, and I believe this match can happen.
That it possibly can. I mean, the Milestone series, I don't think even has had a 13-10 score yet. Oh, Bad Love had an enemy right there, and that was the counterpart chamber from the other side. But HVS has since moved away, obviously, so that shot won't connect anymore.
Teleport's ready.
HVS and Braxy pushing up. That's an interesting place to put an anchor, I'll be honest with you. Trap is seen, taken down, one shot by the pistol. All it needs, as they are just holding down this hallway. Oh, it's opened. That was a big one right there. And HVS will use that to take down Hirsch. Big drop on the defensive side. KO is on the board. We have a shock dart in, but Braxy's in here with two. Sees one more. Can't get it though. Braxy and Hirsch, we go down, but Kev is in here to find Pixels. That's the ring back instantly. And Kev from the back gets one more as well. That is Battle of Down, and it is all up to the last Sova, the one remaining player from Reckoning Esports, and the Mirror Master Patrick as well. Rio, how do you go about this situation? At the overpass right there, where the chamber is right now, just above that, in fact. Rio on the upper hallway, trying to find something or the other. Maybe, maybe not. No? Seems like Rio's more than content to just kind of run all the way back to B site. Yeah, seems like this is a bit of a. This is one of those things, that Reckoning is just taking this time as the diffuse timer, ticks away until the explosion to go into a little bit of a talk, right? A kind of tactical pause, if you will, in the action, where there's this, discussing what went wrong and where they, as defenders, went wrong in these last two rounds, because they had the equalizer. They should have been theirs, right? These two rounds as well should have been, if they had continued that momentum, theirs, but it wasn't. They unfortunately fell prey to just a few too many mistakes and some really good plays from Team Sudesh. You have to admit, Sudesh has been playing very much out of their minds right now. But still,
Yeah.
9-7 now to Team Sudesh. They are maintaining that lead as we move into the 17th round.
Round number 17, 9-7. Currently, Team Sudesh are the one in lead, and there's two players holding in towards mid. Bad Love going very aggressive here, going deep down within. And look at that pressure being made from the elbow, and that is not working out. A wall bang to take out Braxy. Oh no, not looking too good here for Sudesh's side. And Pixels has finally made a turnaround here. HBS to take out Bad Love from mid. Now the entire mid side is compromised, and Kev needs to be worried about that pop flash. Won't be able to get anyone as of now, and here comes the pain. It's Kev to hold the entire site on B. And Pixels to take out HBS once again. The entire mid control is there, but not on the B side. Here comes the null command. You shall not use any abilities. Just like how Gandalf said, you shall not pass, but let's just go ahead with that. 9-7, post plant. Kev, can Team Reckoning Esport pull this off? Rio taking out Harshvi, and the second from Patrick, and it's just Kev all by himself in a 1v4 situation. The smoke is in his favor. Misses so many shots, and it's Pixel to get that frag. Reckoning Esports, what a way to make a turnaround. And they'll come back with another victory here on defense. 9-8. And I have to say, that push from I believe that was Bad Luck who just went aggressive from mid-bottom. I would say HBS did succeed in taking out the Sentinel, but they were way too much worried on the B side because there weren't much, players to hold the angle. There weren't much cover, especially when you have to plant the spike. Yes, you even had the Viper Spit, which will give so much, to give so much cover for them to go for the plant, but there wasn't enough manpower, so he had to fall back. He had to give cover for the team, but unfortunately, that led the entire mid control to be in favor for Reckoning, and all they had to do was just push in towards B elbow, make multiple angles to make it even more difficult for Team Sudesh to handle it. And in the end, they just had to focus with the Viper, in which they did it evidently so. So a good job from Reckoning Esports to have that mid control, but for now, it's a pause timer coming in from the team. I believe on the side of Reckoning Esports, though, a bit of a pause timer. I believe it's a tech pause. But yeah, 9-8, Jack. 9-8. Do you think Reckoning Esports can come back here, equalize it back to 9-9 again? Or will we see Team Sudesh go on a consecutive wins on attack?
Honestly, it's a little hard to say, I'll be honest with you, right? Looking at the match overall, as we move back into the round right here. Oh my goodness, actually, action has already started. We'll get back to that later. As one chamber took out one of the players on Reckoning Esports, only to then get taken down by, I believe, Bad Love. Excuse me right there. So a little bit of a mirror match already, but it seems like what would have otherwise been a push has since been stalled, as the chamber going down definitely does not help for the side of Team Sudesh. They want this play, but Reckoning are flooding into the B site.
Here.
Well, two players are. Two of their remaining players are still inside of the A site. There is even, in fact, a Viper's Pit that Pixels is holding right outside of A. Getting everything in, but no Harsh. Oh my goodness, that's a big double right there. Gets shut down by Harsh V, no less, but Pixels will find the enemy Viper. Suppression goes out, but how much is that really going to help? One Viper's position detected, but Harsh V is not in a state to really do much right now. Can get the spike on the floor, and yes, they will. Shots fired. They know where the enemy Viper is, but there you go. Sees the snakebite go out as well. That's the second one. But Pixels has to push out to try and get this kill. If they are not able to, well, Harshvi will secure the site just a little bit more. But oh, that's position given away, and that's the shot as well. The owl drone ping from the Sova, and the shot as well, just taken down right there. Reckoning Esports, they are able to equalize 9-9. And I was gonna say, looking at the game, you know, before this round, things were looking similar to from what started in round 3 and ended up with the lead for Team Sudesh, right? It kind of looked similar, except that Reckoning had taken 2 rounds instead of 4. But still, 9-9 is going to be the score line here and now, folks, as we have another timeout, this time called by the side of Team Sudesh short on the attack. Understandably so. They've just lost 2 rounds and lost the lead. They are equalized 9-9. Neither team has hit double digits yet. Can you believe that? Round 19 is about to start. Neither team has hit double digits yet. I believe that is the first time this has happened in the Milestone series as well. Plenty of firsts today, as is very evident. But a couple of those, of course, very good, I would say, for the kind of games we've seen. The first game kind of close, but didn't really go as far as this one has. This easily has been the closest game of the Milestone series so far. And whoever wins from here on out, they both have already put in a tremendous amount of work and effort to give into this match. So Sudesh has already played a big game. They're playing an even bigger one now as we go back into the match for now the 19th round. Both teams are playing it at their all, and Reckoning, of course, playing at a full 100%. Sudesh not so much, because they are kind of a little tired again after that match against Blind Esports. It does tend to happen, you know, and when you get to the finals days, especially on certain best of 3 elimination brackets, sometimes the lower bracket final to decide the second finalist happens the same day as the BO5 final, right? So that is even bigger, more tiredness for the players as well, as you have the suppression knife, the all-seeing eye, everything's out here, and the presences have been detected, but no, Battler's gonna find one that's big. Harshvi down, inside of the side. Rio finds one more with the Hunter's Fury. That is Braxy off the board. Badlove is in here, flooding into the side. Is Reckoning Esports to protect this place? Can they get this? Patrick gets the spike, gets one as well. Kev gets another. Badlove off the board. The plant can happen now, and it will. Not quite yet though. Rio finds HVS. Shock dart goes out, but Rio, oh my goodness, they were flanked and sandwiched, literally. Pincer movement from Reckoning Esports, coming in from mid, 2 players no less, allowing Rio to focus on the kills and the utility. And they will take the lead. 10-9 is the score line in favor of Rec, as they are now 1 step closer to match point.
Yep. 3 more rounds for Reckoning Esports to succeed and proceed
Here.
to the next phase. And Team Sudesh, they're also the same thing. I mean, this can, I mean, they could even equalize it here and there itself, because the previous round was almost a half eco round. You even had stingers from the Sova, and now they have the ops, and the op shot will favor for Deadly side this time. A metal will be Deadly's domain. The only problem is, with 1 player down from Team Sudesh's side, you have 2 ops holding both mid side as well as on the A metals, which will currently be fallen back. and they have no idea that Kev is currently in a metal door. So if he gets that one vital pick, if he takes out Deadly, oh boy, does he know? No, he doesn't know. Deadly still doesn't know. So he's currently, currently Kev is in stealth mode. And look at that, the information being given here. Both Braxy and Sova are slowly making their way in towards the A side, and all it needs is that perfect timing. Oh no, Deadly. If he finds out Kev, that's game over for Sudesh. Oh no, it actually isn't. Kev actually gets it. That's the go around. That's it. They can execute on the A side now with the A metal in control for Sudesh. They can execute,
left.
but there's still Pixels. Pixel is still there on pyramids, holding his side, taking out Braxy. Where's the support? Kev actually gets a second one to take out Bad Love, but he still have the spike. He still has 20 seconds. He
enemy
could fall
remaining.
back, and here comes another flank, and that gets denied from Harsh. Kev's reign of terror has come to an end, and with that kill from Harsh, and actually it's Pixels who will get that flank. Actually, not the flank. I do apologize. It was a trade that actually happened from Pixels. We see Reckoning Esports fling back and get another win. For a moment there, I thought Team Sudesh had it. You know, they almost had it. They took out the Jet. They were like, yes, the Jet has been taken care of. I have the entire mid nest in my hands. And then they realized they forgot to complete, they forgot to have the entire site cleared on A, which in fact Pixels was the one who made it happen. So Pixels, a good job, and he wants to continue that aggression once again. Suppression Knife will force HVS to not use any abilities, and the first frag will come in from Bad Love once again to take out Kev. 9-11. And RGE, they are not having this at all. They don't want to give them a single win. Even with Patrick taking out Pixels, the damage has already been done. 3-4. So they still needs to get back up, and if they get a kill, in which Harsh will make sure that Patrick doesn't get that kill. 2v4, make that a 1v4 as Deadly gets 2 kills once again. Deadly. His precision is precise.
Match point.
Actually, discipline, precision, skill. But yeah, in the end, it's 9-12. Match point for Reckoning Esports. How will Sudesh do in a situation like this?
Yeah, definitely not the best situation for Sudesh to be in. I'll be honest with you. These last few rounds, they've looked a little out of it. They've looked a little unsure of themselves, and a little scattered at that as well. Reckoning have been winning rounds. They are, after all, very fresh from a big old break after their match yesterday and now today. And it is very clear what was going on yesterday, but let's not talk about that. Pixels will down Harsh V. The Sentinel will need to be revived, as in the meanwhile, Braxy will get Pixels taken care of. It will stabilize, and there we go. Patrick gets Harsh V back up on his feet. As the fist goes down in the meanwhile, Braxy, there we go. Can't really do too much against this Empress right now, but oh dear me, Braxy does get taken down. The spike is on the floor. It is a 3v3 as Rio will get the revive down, but Harsh V comes in. Pop flash ready. No, they're not going to go for it just yet. Suppression Knife comes out.
Scanning ahead.
That is big right there. Scanning ahead is Rio. Position of 1 given away, but there is the Viper spin that they have to deal with. Rio gets one anyway. Patrick off the board. Oh dear me, this is big. Shots fired. Harsh finds one more. A defuse fake, but it does not matter. Harsh's grenade will get Rio, and it's still not over. This round number 21 that just happened. Actually, now that was round number 22 that just happened. No, this will be round number 22. Excuse me, folks. I am a little out of it right now. But yeah, round number 21 that just happened. That was a pretty big round. I'll be honest with you. Team Sudesh has absolutely no way to mess up here and now. If they do, then folks, things will be very, very scary for them. I think there's been a technical pause called. Yep. We saw Braxy paused and kind of just standing there, as it were. A little unfortunate, but it is what it is. We have potentially at least one more round to go, right? Given if Reckoning wins this next one, well, they'll go ahead. But if Sudesh manages to win 2 more, then folks, it'll be the first overtime of this entire tournament, this Milestone series. And I'll be honest with you, I really want it. At this point, I really want this overtime to happen. It needs to happen. If you ask me, it needs to. It's a shame that this match isn't a BO3, but hey, we already got a BO5 with them, and the timer has been resumed. In fact, we're already into the round, so let's go, as one more Viper split will be fired off from, I think that's the side of the defense. Oh, big push in, but Deadly's gonna find one. That's Braxi off the board. That is that Reyna gone. The spike is going down. Deadly's actually looking directly at someone, but it does not matter. Spike is on the floor, and it's a B-side retake now for Reckoning Esports.
If Reckoning Esports loses this post plant, then in the next round they won't be having any money at all to defend this site. Rio, very risky decision, and Deadly gets one more, and this time it's HPS. Huge kill. Very huge kill coming in from Reckoning Esports' side. Harshvi trying his best efforts to hold his ground, but is this enough? My goodness, this can be huge.
My God. Oh my goodness!
No, it's not working out. No, bad love.
Do this.
Denied. Just like that. Bad love just denies the clutch from Harshvi.
Oh no!
And guess what? Reckoning Esports steals the round. 13-10. Sudesh. My goodness, that was so close. Harshvi almost had that round in the bag. You know what's like? Just imagine if they did win that. Reckoning Esports wouldn't have an economy. They would be forced. I mean, they would be either forced to go for an eco round or a half buy. And guess what? Bad Love just denied everything. And guess what? They proceeded into the next phase. Can you imagine?
I just feel bad for Harshvi, you know? Like, one kill and all out of ammo. That third kill, whilst being flashed, I don't even know how they pulled it off. And I know that, you know, if you ask Harshvi, they'll probably tell you they were just spraying and praying, right? But it is what it is, folks. Reckoning, take it away. Bad Love, unfortunately, ended up being a bit of a party spoiler right there. But kind of has to happen every now and again. You can't be clutching every single round. Harshvi, hats off, man. Hats off. Even if Team Sudesh, well, not even if, even the fact that Team Sudesh is eliminated now, and we'll have a look at the MVP of Reckoning Esports right now, folks. It is going to be Pixels, interestingly enough. But looking at everything, being the controller, 21-14, 74 economy rating, and 255 average combat score. Not too bad. Pixels overall was kind of playing on the back foot, but given the way that Team Sudesh was playing, a lot of them kind of came in front of Pixels' line of sight, and in those positions that Pixels could take advantage of. So getting a lot of kills was understandable for Pixels. Back to the point I was making, right? Like Baba said, had Reckoning lost that round, had Bad Love not managed to get that clutch, then folks, that would have been a half buy or an eco round next. And that is a very hard round to win. Very hard round to win. Sudesh would have had an advantage. They would have had a little bit of momentum going their way, and it would have been OT. One pistol shot to the head, that's all. Well, maybe two, but you get the point, you know?
Yeah, the classic.
A shot to the head was all it needed. But unfortunately, as painful as it is for Team Sudesh, their journey will end here at the Valorant Milestone series. Sudesh, hats off to y'all. You gave us some great matches. You won a BO5, a BO3 and a BO5 to get here. Come on. You guys have come a long way. And we hope to see more of this team in the future. You know, an org should pick these players up. You know, I feel like an org should really, if they're looking for a team in the South Asian region for Valorant, you have Team Sudesh right here. Absolutely pick them up. Reckoning Esports, on the other hand, they will go ahead. Props to them for winning. They will be the semifinalists, the first one of the lower bracket final. And they will, of course, get to play the loser between Fangs and Team Punished. And that will all be decided on the 2nd of May, not the 1st of May, mind you, the 2nd of May when all of this will be decided. There's a 3-day gap between today and the playoffs because, you know, players need time to recharge. They need time to strategize and train a little bit more to keep themselves in tip-top shape for the finale. It's all BO3s and a best-of-5 finale from here. So, folks, be ready on the 2nd of May. The timings for the matches will be revealed soon, so follow CriticalX on social media. I almost said, again, the wrong name there. Do apologize. And yeah, we've actually got some confirmation just now. 2nd May, 3 p.m. will be the first semifinal of this tournament. The CriticalX Valorant Milestone Series, powered by Loco, with your hosts Blackjack and Baba Gusta, will be back on the 2nd of May, 3 p.m. Mark your calendars, mark your timers. We'll see you then. Until then, stay tuned, and even if it's too early to say goodnight, good night.
That's how we do it. Yeah.